Your habits don't fail when life is perfect. They fail when life gets normal, when you sleep badly, when work runs late, when your mood drops, when somebody needs something from you. And that's the problem. You keep designing habits for the fantasy version of yourself, the version with perfect sleep, perfect time, perfect discipline, zero interruptions. Then real life shows up, and you punish the real you for not being that person. So you say, I'm lazy, I'm inconsistent, I have no discipline. But maybe that's the wrong conclusion. Maybe you don't need more discipline. Maybe you need better experiments. Because if a scientist runs an experiment and it doesn't work, she doesn't say, I'm a failure. She says, interesting, the conditions were wrong. The variable was too big. The system needs adjustment. That is the shift. Your life is not a courtroom. It's a laboratory. And in a laboratory, you don't fail. You collect data. The enemy is not laziness. The enemy is the fantasy plan. The plan that only works when life politely stays out of the way. So today, I'll give you 9 micro experiments, small on purpose. Because if your habit requires motivation, it is still too expensive. The goal is not intensity. The goal is returnability. Can you come back tomorrow? That is what changes a life. The first experiment is simple. Never go to zero. Not because every day needs to be impressive, because identity is built by repetition. Your brain does not believe what you announce. It believes what you repeat. You don't become a reader by buying books. You become a reader by having almost no zero reading days. You don't become fit from one heroic workout. You become fit because your body keeps receiving the message, we're the kind of person who moves. So choose one identity: reader, athlete, creator, calm person, healthy person. Then choose the smallest possible proof. 1 page, 5 push-ups, 2 minutes of walking, 1 sentence written. Tiny proof still counts. A tiny habit is not a smaller life. It is a stronger entry point. On your best days, you can always do more. But on your worst days, the tiny version keeps the door open. And that is the game. Keep the door open. Most habit trackers fail because they become another habit you have to maintain. So make it stupidly simple. 3 colors. Green means full version, yellow means tiny version, red means 0. And here's the important part. The goal is not green. The goal is avoiding red. Worked out for 45 minutes? Green. Walked for 2 minutes? Yellow. Did nothing? Red. Most people hate yellow because it doesn't feel impressive. But yellow is not a compromise. Yellow is the reason the system survives. Some weeks will be mostly yellow. Good. That means your system survived real life. And a system that survives real life beats a perfect plan that collapses on Wednesday. Your phone is not just an object. It is a tiny casino in a rectangle. Even when it's face down, part of your brain knows it could buzz. A message, a notification, a little digital pellet of importance. So the experiment is simple. Put your phone in another room before sleep. Not airplane mode next to your bed. Not face down on the nightstand. Another room. This is not about discipline. It's about removing the slot machine from the pillow. Your nervous system can't fully rest next to a device designed to interrupt it. If your environment keeps tempting you, don't call yourself weak. Call the environment poorly designed. Change the room. Change the friction. Change the default. Most people waste their best mental energy deciding what to do. They sit down to work and immediately start negotiating with themselves. Should I answer emails? Should I start the project? Should I check messages first? By the time they decide, the sharp part of the brain is already tired. So before bed, choose tomorrow's one hard thing. Not 10 tasks. 1. The task that would make tomorrow feel successful, even if everything else went sideways. Write it down. Then in the morning, don't negotiate, execute. Decision-making is expensive. Pre-deciding is cheap. A good evening plan is a gift to your future morning brain. A to-do list shows you what's missing. A done list shows you who you're becoming. At the end of the day, write down 3 things you actually did. Not what you planned, what you finished. Answered the email. Cooked instead of ordering. Walked. Read 1 page. Didn't react to that message. Your brain has a negativity bias. It remembers unfinished tasks and forgets quiet wins. So if you only track what's unfinished, your brain starts thinking your life is evidence of failure. A done list gives your brain counter evidence. You are not as stuck as you feel. You are just not recording the proof. And confidence is not built from hype. It is built from receipts. Journaling fails when it becomes too noble. So don't journal. Debrief. 3 sentences at the end of the day. What worked? What didn't? How did I feel? That's it. No poetry, no perfect notebook, just data. After 7 days, you see patterns. After 30 days, you see triggers. After 90 days, you know yourself better than most people ever will. Not because you thought harder, because you observed consistently. Self-awareness is not a personality trait, it's a tracking system. After lunch, walk for 10 minutes. Not to burn calories, not to punish your body, to regulate your energy. Most people treat the afternoon crash like a character flaw. I'm lazy. I'm unfocused. I need more coffee. Maybe, or maybe your body is just processing food, sitting still, and asking for movement. The walk is not a workout. It is a message to your nervous system. We are not stuck. Small enough to do, strong enough to feel. The point is not intensity. The point is rhythm. Your body is not a machine you command. It's an ecosystem you cooperate with. Say no to one thing this week that you would normally say yes to automatically. Not a dramatic life boundary, just one small no. No to a meeting that doesn't need you. No to a plan you secretly don't want. No to one extra favor that costs more energy than you have. At first, you may feel guilty. Good. That means the experiment is working. You are discovering where your automatic yes has been hiding. Because every automatic yes is not kindness. Sometimes it is fear. One conscious no per week becomes 52 moments of reclaimed energy per year. And energy is the currency your future is built with. Before you obey a craving, run a hydration test. 2 sips of water. That's it. Not a liter, not a wellness routine. 2 sips. You're not trying to become a water person. You're testing whether the craving is telling the truth. Sometimes I need sugar means I'm tired. Sometimes I need coffee means I'm dehydrated. Sometimes I need a snack means I haven't checked my body in 5 hours. 2 sips create a pause, and many bad habits die in the pause between impulse and action. You are not fighting yourself. You are giving your body better information. Now here is the point. None of these experiments are impressive. That is why they work. Most people design habits for the version of themselves they wish they were. Then they use failure as proof that something is wrong with them. But the better question is not, why am I so undisciplined? The better question is, what would make this experiment easier to run tomorrow? That question changes everything, because it moves you from shame to design, from judgment to feedback, from identity attack to variable adjustment. If the habit keeps failing, don't attack yourself. Shrink the variable. 1 page, 2 sips, 10 minutes, 1 hard thing, 3 colors, 3 sentences, 1 conscious no. Small enough to repeat, clear enough to measure, useful enough to compound. That is how change actually happens. Not through one heroic week, through systems that survive ordinary days. Because ordinary days are where your life is built. The tired ones, the inconvenient ones, the Wednesday afternoons. If your system survives those, it can change you. Your move this week. Pick 3 experiments, not 9. 3. Run them for 30 days. Track them with green, yellow, and red. And when something doesn't work, don't call yourself lazy. Ask like a scientist. Was the variable too big? Was the environment wrong? Was the timing unrealistic? What needs to be adjusted? That's it. No shame, just data. Drop a comment. Which 3 experiments are you running first? Because your life is not a courtroom. You are not here to sentence yourself. You are here to study yourself. And once you learn how to study yourself, you can change almost anything. Your laboratory is open. Now run the experiment.